the day after Christmas 2023, number 3. The Holy Bible is not the final authority. Made that known in number 1. But now we're at number 3. And the heat, there may be a little bit of different sound now because the heating unit no longer is running. I don't know what the temperature was, but it will rise because the sun will shine today. But in Genesis, where I left off was chapter 11. And you find that God does some things on the earth. God, the Creator, comes back to the earth to see what the men are doing. And the whole earth had the same language, and they were doing one thing. They were building a tower. Now God had been on the earth over 1,000 years after he made Adam from the dust. God himself, with the angels, were on the earth doing whatever they do. You may not like that idea, but that's not. What you like has nothing to do with how it was. Nor does what anyone says have anything to do with how it was. And somebody wants to know, well, how do you know how it was? How did any of this get in this book? Do you know how anything got in this book? Do you know who got this information that you probably have not even read? But let us is found twice in this book. Yeah, let us make is one time. And I know let us right here is at least a second time. Let us. This is chapter 11, verse 4. Come, let us build for ourselves a city and a tower whose top will reach into heaven. And let us make ourselves a name, lest we be scattered abroad over the face of the whole earth. Here it is. Number 5. The Lord came down to the city and the tower which the sons of men had built. The Lord did. The Lord came down. Verse 5, chapter 11. I can read. I have glasses. I'm reading without the glasses. And the Lord said, behold, they are one people, and they all have the same language. And this is now what they are doing. They began to do it and they're doing it. And now, nothing which they purpose to do will be impossible for them. Come, let us go down there. God and some angels are coming back down there. They weren't there. They had to come down there. You want to find out some more about the down there, you have to read further in Genesis. But just read and understand that they're coming down, God and some angels, and something is going to happen. It is. The Lord scattered them abroad and abroad from there over the face of the whole earth, and they stopped building the city. Imagine that. God put a stop to them building the city. How? God and some angels came down, and they did what they wanted to do. They are more powerful than all the men that were working on the tower or the city. These angels are not human beings. They're not. And they called that place Babel because there the Lord confused the language of the whole earth, and from there the Lord scattered them abroad over the face of the whole earth. The Lord. The Lord is not somebody that was born of a woman. Do you pay attention? When he said, come, let us go down, they came down to do something. I don't know how many came down, but if you read further, you'll find the Lord come down again. The Lord God. He's doing things with men. And if he's doing things with men, the women get affected by it. They do. Absolutely. And God does things with women. He does. You won't find that out too much. You found it out one time in Genesis when Seth was born. Are you going to find it out again when Isaac is born? Seth was born. He never saw a rainbow. Isaac was born. He saw rainbow. I don't know how many rainbows he saw, but Isaac saw rainbows. There's probably a rainbow somewhere on the earth that God can look at right now. But God's not looking up at the rainbow. He's not. But God did come down and spoke to Abram in chapter 12 and gave him some directions. And Abram went with God wherever God told him to go. Abram went forth as the Lord had spoken to him.